District Board of Education. This is our regular meeting. Today is Thursday, February the 13th. The Norwood City School District Board of Education follows a bi-monthly meeting schedule. The first meeting of the month is called our committee meeting. At this meeting, we discuss fully our agenda for the board meeting to be held the third Thursday of each month. As board members, we encourage you to attend, watch, and listen to our committee discussion, resulting in action at the board meetings. For full disclosure, our committee meetings and board meetings are always announced, video and audio taped, as well as posted to our webpage for your view. All of our meetings are public and visitors are welcome. Mrs. Camphouse, would you call the roll, please?
Ms. Ballard.
Present.
Mrs. Rarica.
Present.
Mr. Taylor.
Present.
Mr. Atwood.
Present.
Mrs. Cole.
Present. Would you stand for the pledge, please? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 1.04 on the agenda is the adoption of the agenda. Do I have a motion to adopt?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Mrs. Camphouse?
Ms. Ballard.
Yes.
Mrs. Rarica.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Mr. Atwood.
Yes.
Mrs. Cole.
Yes. Item 1.05, these are our minutes from the regular meeting held January 16th. 1.06, these are the minutes from the committee meeting held February 4th. Do I have a motion to approve 1.05 and 1.06?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Mrs. Camphouse?
Ms. Ballard.
Yes.
Mrs. Rarica.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Mr. Atwood.
Yes.
Mrs. Cole.
Yes. All right, with that taken care of, we can move on to item 2. This is the presentation section. This is our Rising Stars. So at this point, I will invite Mr. Westendorf and Mrs. Haviland to come up and do the Rising Star presentation.
Good evening. Thank you, President Cole. When we call your name, please come forward to receive your certificate and recognition. We ask that you stay up at the stage when you're called up. Sharpsburg Elementary and Primary School's Rising Star for this month is Patrick Mattingly, Jr. Patrick Mattingly, Jr. is an exceptional student in our kindergarten classroom. PJ embodies many admirable qualities of a PACS leader.
Is your mic on? I'm sorry.
It says it's on.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. PJ is friendly with his classmates and consistently offers support to those in need. He arrives at school each day with a smile, fully prepared and eager to learn. His enthusiasm for learning, listening, and participating has contributed to significant academic growth. PJ consistently challenges himself and is unafraid to explore new opportunities. We are truly fortunate to have such a positive and well-mannered student at Sharpsburg. Congratulations, Patrick.
Norwood View Elementary School Rising Star, Sawyer Giles. Sawyer is a 5th grader at Norwood View Elementary. He is an excellent friend to all and has taken on some amazing leadership roles this school year. This year, Sawyer works as a greeter on Friday mornings. He can be found at the front door with a smile on his face as he welcomes his friends as they walk into the building. Sawyer is also one of the 5th grade leaders that does the daily announcements. Sawyer is also a great peer role model in the classroom. He always steps up to help clean up toys, work with his peers, and set a good example of participation and behavior during class. Sawyer truly is a ray of sunshine to everyone who crosses his path and is beyond deserving of Rising Star. Congratulations, Sawyer. You are so loved.
Williams Avenue Elementary School Rising Star for this month is Logan Munlin. Logan Munlin As the Williams first grade, that's up here, Logan Munlin fits each one of the characteristics of the PACS program. Respect. Logan is always respectful to his teachers and classmates. Kind. Logan is kind to all students and teachers within the school. Responsible. He turns in all his work in a timely manner and always turns in his homework. Self-control. Logan truly is a student that displays self-control 100% of the time. And compassionate. Logan has a heart of gold. He is helpful and gentle with his classmates. Choosing Logan as our first grade rising star was an easy decision. Congrats to this special first grader. Congratulations.
Okay. The Norwood Montessori School Rising Star is Oliver Fox. Excuse me. Oliver brings immense joy to our classroom. His sharp wit and sense of humor make him a beloved friend among his classmates. This school year, Oliver has demonstrated remarkable growth. When asked about his favorite aspect of school, he enthusiastically replied, "I love work cycle, doing experiments, and playing with my friends." He excels as a PACS leader and is a wonderful addition to our class family. Congratulations to Oliver.
Norwood Middle School Rising Star for February, who I'm proud to announce as principal, is Gabriel Salazar. Gabriel is a responsible and hardworking student who takes pride in school studies and personal growth. Gabriel is known for honesty and respectful attitude, treating both peers and teachers with kindness and integrity. An artistic soul, Gabriel has a deep passion for music, especially when it comes to playing the violin. Gabriel's dedication to mastering the instrument is evident in the countless hours spent practicing and always striving for excellence. It is always great to see this positive role model that Gabriel has been, as well as Gabriel's artistic talents. Congratulations.
Norwood High School Rising Star student Derek Biggs. Derek Biggs is a star on the rise. He has investigated several training programs to better fortify his future and continues to think about what comes next after high school. Derek is also a tremendous leader in our building and spreads positivity by saying hello to everyone regardless. Derek consistently demonstrates maturity and responsibility. Derek has also had an excellent year in the classroom and on the basketball court. He hustles like crazy in both areas, and this is indicative of a young man we know will be successful if he continues to believe in himself as much as we do. Congratulations to Derek.
Our district athletic rising star is Michaela Lofton. Michaela is a 3-year member of the Norwood Varsity Bowling Program. She has been a mainstay in the program and has been instrumental in the growth and recent success of the team. She is a key contributor to a team that to date has a season record of 13-2 and 9-0 in Miami Valley Conference. The weeks of January 19th and January 26th, she earned Miami Valley Conference Student Athlete of the Week nominations. Michaela is a well-rounded student athlete who lettered in varsity cheerleading last fall while being a member and the drum major of the Norwood Marching Band. She is also lettered in track and field and was a member of the 4x100 relay team that set a school record in 2023. This year, she is set to graduate, and from the sound of it, she's currently a star, but based upon what we see, her star will continue to rise. Congratulations, Michaela.
District Creative Arts Rising Star George Chang. It's my pleasure to nominate George from Norwood Montessori School as District Creative Arts Rising Star. George is a bright, clever, and funny second grader who is well liked by both his peers and teachers. He brings a sense of fun and lightheartedness to school each day. In music class, George's love for and knowledge of music are immediately apparent. There is hardly a question asked in class that George doesn't know the answer to. On more than one occasion, he has impressed his music teacher, Mr. Wackett, by demonstrating musical skills typically seen in much older music students. When George's class began learning to play the ukulele in January, it was clear that not only did George already know how to play, but he also had a deep understanding of the instrument. He quickly named and switched between chords and was able to discuss the differences in technique and sound. Whether George chooses to pursue music seriously in the effort or simply enjoy it as a fun hobby, there is no question about his passion and skill in music. Congratulations to George.
February's district staff rising star is Kevin Bowman. Mr. Bowman is currently probably having a parent-teacher conference right now. Teachers are the bedrock of any staff, and the teachers at Norwood are rock solid. One of our most outstanding teachers is Kevin Bowman. We all know the adage, no one cares about how much you know until they know how much you care. And Kevin cares about our kids. He is in the hallways between every bell change, engaging with students, keeping a watchful eye, and just being present. Kevin is also incredibly involved in staff culture and development, serving on our BLT committee, the PBIS team. He is a committee chair and is the main lead for a mathematics team when it comes to data and testing. He reaches out and engages in administration when he hears of some upheaval, and he actively seeks out opportunities to resolve situations before they escalate. Kevin is an invaluable member of our team, and we are proud to celebrate him every chance we get. He is committed to our students, staff, and school community, and is truly commendable. Congratulations, Kevin. We have a little change up this evening before we have our traditional handshake line. Superintendent Ronan has something she would like to add to our night of recognition.
Indeed, I wanted to announce that board member Amber Ballard, who is over there passing out their certificates, has been recognized by the Ohio School Boards Association and is getting a special award on March 6th at the Greene County Career Center. And I know President Cole and I will be going up to see her receive her award. So, Amber, I think that's a picture of you ballroom dancing with the children. So you're a superstar board member, so we wanted to congratulate you also. Thank you.
Board members at this time, please come around to congratulate our rising stars. We will take a picture of our group of stars. And following, we will go to the lobby for VIP pictures with Ms. Hamlin.
Do it again. Sawyer, what you doing? Real smile. 1, 2, 3. Very nice.
Now, if everyone will follow Mrs. Haviland into the lobby, we'll take some more pictures of everyone.
Well, we did a graduate ceremony. No, I wouldn't have any on that day. I'm not gonna cry. Yeah, on my graduation day, you better cry. Don't just give me a hug.
I would say that was the perfect representation of why we all love that part of the meeting. That was great. All right, item 3 on the agenda, this is personnel, superintendent recommendations. So I will turn it over to Superintendent Mrs. Roan.
Thank you, Madam President. A 3.01 resignation, we just have one of our student assistants leaving us for other employment. We want to thank him for his service. 3.02 employment, item number 1 are the administrative contracts for the 25-26 school year who are being renewed. Item number 2, we have a supplemental salary for Sean Weisgerber for boys track coach. Item number 3, which are usually our pupil activity contracts, at this point tonight we just don't have anyone because fortunately all our coaches have been hired. Oh, there is one. Excuse me, they slid one in on me. I did not see. We do, thank you very much, Mr. Atwood. We have a varsity football coach. So with that, that concludes my report.
All right, so I have a motion to approve 3.01 and 3.02.
All motion to approve?
Amber, you want to turn your mic on?
I don't have my computer is
Okay.
dead, so I'm sorry. I'm
Oh,
trying to catch up.
no. So Ms.
I'll
Ballard did
second.
second for anybody.
Yeah,
that
sorry,
didn't.
I'm trying to catch back up on the paper route.
Sure.
I don't have a computer at the moment.
Just want to make sure everybody knew we had a second.
Yes.
Any discussion? Mrs. Camp House?
Ms. Ballard?
Yes.
Mrs. Rarica?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Atwood?
Yes.
Mrs. Cole?
Yes. All right, item 4 on the agenda, this is the Education Committee report, so I will turn it over to Mrs. Rarica.
Thank you, President Cole. First, 4.01, we have our Norwood High School Program of Study. This is a list of all our classes and programs. It is great to pour over and see all the options that are available to our kids. It's absolutely mind-boggling. And then 402 is the approval of the inclement weather makeup days for the 2024-25 school year. That's this school year. Those days are the very last days of April after our last day of school, or May, in May, not April, in May after our last day of school. And they are not days we have to go to school. Those days are just there in case we have too many snow days or other bad inclement days. And then our field trips, Norwood High School, financial literacy, going to the TQL Stadium, and Scarlet Oaks, going to the 10th grade going to Scarlet Oaks, Sharpsburg Elementary, Green Acres, water quality, and another Norwood High School orchestra going to the Aronoff Center. I would like to make a motion to approve 4.01 through 4.03.
Is there a second?
I will second.
Any discussion? Mrs. Camp House?
Ms. Ballard?
Yes.
Mrs. Rarica?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Atwood?
Yes.
Mrs. Cole?
Yes. All right, with that approved, we can move on to Policy Committee, which is number 5 on the agenda. So I will turn it over to Mr. Taylor.
Thank you, Madam President. Tonight, we will have the first reading of one new policy and one revision. The new policy, EHC, cybersecurity, sets general expectations for managing cybersecurity risks. Districts must ensure appropriate protocols, data protection measures, and training are in place and regularly reviewed and evaluated. Revision BDC, executive session. The changes are not substantial for this policy. There are small changes in transition words. I would like to make a motion, we approve the first reading of the new policy EHC and the revised policy BDC.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All right, Mrs. Camp House?
Ms. Ballard,
Yes.
Mrs. Rarica,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Mr. Atwood,
Yes.
Mrs. Cole.
Yes. All right, item 6 is building and grounds, and I would normally turn this over to Ms. Ballard, but we do not have any requests. So we can move on to item 7, which is Finance Committee. So I will turn it over to our treasurer, Mrs. Camp House.
Thank you, Madam President. The monthly financials are attached for your review. The CFO report, monthly reports, and change order listings are attached. 7.02 appropriation resolution or current budget. 7.03 updated certificate of estimated resources, our updated estimate on revenues for the current year. 7.04 OHSAA membership to approve our membership for the 25-26 school year. And 7.05, the bid advertisement for Williams Avenue Elementary Beautification Project. This notice to bidders is attached and will be advertised in the Cincinnati Enquirer once approved at our February 13th meeting. Oh, I'm sorry, today. This project includes updating the playground, parking lots, fencing, and green spaces around Williams Avenue Elementary. The bid opening will be March 18th at the board office. Also, I removed the resolution complaint on commercial property owner's valuation as we had further regulatory work to do first. It will be on March's agenda. And that's all I have for finance.
All right. Thank you, Mrs. Camp House. On our hard copies, we have a voting box after 7.01. Do we need that there, or can we do these all together?
It can be done all together.
Okay.
I apologize for that.
Do I have a motion to approve 7.01 through 7.05?
I'll motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Mrs. Camp House?
Ms. Ballard,
Yes.
Mrs. Rarica,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Mr. Atwood,
Yes.
Mrs. Cole.
Yes. All right, item 8 on the agenda is the hearing of the public. I do not have any forms from anybody that wishes to speak, so we can continue on to item 9. This is the report section. So 9.01, board announcements. I will open the floor to any board member that wishes to speak.
Madam President, I have one announcement I'd like
Okay.
to make. So last month, we had the privilege of recognizing Mr. Reed Heberling as one of our stars, rising stars of the month. And last week at the sectional swim meet, he broke one of Aaron's swimming records. And so
saw
he
that.
qualified for districts which are going to be held tomorrow. So I'd like to congratulate Reed Heberling for that accomplishment. It couldn't have happened to a nicer young man.
Very good.
And in those same veins, we also had a silhouettes competition take place this past weekend. They had a little bit of a bus mishap, but despite that, they still placed third overall and came away with several other individual awards for some of our performers. So congratulations to the silhouettes.
I'll say I've really enjoyed having the pep band at our girls and boys games. They are so fun.
Anything else? I say every month I'm going to keep a list so I don't forget,
Right.
but I never do and I always forget.
I just think of it while I'm here.
Yeah. All right, 9.02, this is the superintendent's report, so I will turn it over to Superintendent Ronan.
Thank you very much, President Cole. As we know, this is Black History Month, so a calendar of activities have been put together as resources for all of our teachers to use in their classrooms throughout the entire month. My second item is, as you walked in this evening, there was a van parked out between the high school and the middle school, and it's the Opportunities for Ohioans with Disabilities van. We thought this would be a good night to have it there in case any of our parents were looking for resources. And if you stopped by, they had hot chocolate and cookies for everyone. So, or I think they may, well, they're not leaving till 7 o'clock, so we could probably thank them on our way out. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Ronan. 9.03, this is the Great Oaks report, so I will turn it over to Ms. Ballard.
Thank you, Madam President. For the Great Oaks, I have a couple of our students who got recognition awards this month. First up was Rita Alcantara. She's in our Culinary Arts and Hospitality Services field, and she was given the position of Secretary for Skills USA. And Nevea Bowden, who is in our Health Technologies program, was appointed the Vice President for HOSA, the HOSA, this year. So we were very proud to have two students from Norwood represented in very high-ranking positions that are nationwide. We also began our new committee assignments. I started on the Education Committee for this year. We were updated on a number of students who were participating in job training in partnership with their field and how many community partners support our kids in those avenues. And we also found out that our partnership with Great Oaks lends itself to collect funds for use in career exploration here at Norwood. This total that we will be receiving is just over $23,000 from the Oaks back to Norwood so that we can use it here for our career development for our students here at Norwood.
Cool beans.
And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Ms. Ballard.
Well, I will just say I'm so happy that Rita and Nevea got recognized because I know both of them and they both play on the tennis team.
That's awesome.
And are in orchestra.
Very cool. Great.
I just love them. So yay, you guys.
All right, 9.04, this is Norwood Community Television, which is my report to give, but we do not have one this month. So we'll continue on with 9.05. This is the OSBA Legislative Liaison, and we will go back to Ms. Ballard.
Thank you again, Madam President. They have been quite busy, and I've been trying to narrow this down to focus more on the educational aspect of what they've been doing. Senate Bill 7 would require all types of school districts to provide annual instructions for students K through 12 on short-term and chronic substance abuse, so creating curriculums to support that. Senate Bill 13 was also presented that would establish foster to college scholarship programs, requiring the Department of Education and Workforce to hire a full-time school foster care liaison and make appropriations for a program supporting kids in foster care to higher education. Senate Bill 19 would require school districts to develop mathematical improvements and monitoring plans for students who qualify for math intervention skills beginning in the 25-26 school year. Each district with 51% or fewer students attaining at least a proficient score by third grade math equivalency assessments would have to develop achievement improvement plans. Additionally, this bill would require a randomly selected 5% of districts and schools annually for review for academic intervention services. Senate Bill 47, sponsored by Senator Ingram, this bill would require disclosure of for-profit statuses for community school operators and post-secondary educational institutions. Senate Bill 48 would require the auditor of the state to annually audit any charter or non-public school that receives public monies. Senate Bill 49, this bill would eliminate the right of first refusal for certain schools in the acquisition of school district real estate property. Senate Bill 62, Senate's version of School Bus Safety Act would authorize civil penalty systems related to drivers who illegally pass a school bus but cannot be identified, and it would direct fees and fines related to illegally passing a school bus to the Bus Safety Grant Fund at ODEW and designate the month of August as School Bus Safety Awareness Month. The others were there was a House bill also supporting the School Bus Safety Act as well that would appropriate $25 million to create a school bus safety grant funding through ODEW. There were a lot more that had to deal with childcare and taxation, but it goes on and on and on and on. It's very busy. But those were the ones that kind of hit the hardest right now. So.
Thank you, Ms. Ballard. And our last report section is 9.06, the Avenues for Success. So I will turn it over to Mrs. Rarica.
Thank you, Madam President. Avenues for Success, as we all know, is our after-school program, but there are also before and after care, and also they do summer camps. So if you love all those things, just like I love all those things, now is the time to let your Congress and your senators know what you think. Your congressperson is Greg Landsman, and your senators are Bernie Moreno and John Husted. Let them know what great things are going on here and tell them all the good news. That's what I've got to say.
All right. Thank you, Mrs. Rarick. Item 10 on the agenda, this is our future meeting notifications. And our next committee meeting will be held Tuesday, March the 4th at the board office on Williams Avenue. And then it looks like we have a federal program meeting on Thursday, March the 20th. And then I'm seeing different time. Oh, wait, never mind. And that looks like that's at 5 o'clock. And then that will be followed at 6 o'clock by our regular board meeting on Thursday, March 20th, here in the high school mini. The federal program meeting will be in high school room 212. Do I have a motion to approve the future meetings as listed?
All motion to approve?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Is there a reason we're not doing the 11th like normal?
Yes,
Okay.
we talked about it in the organizational meeting.
I was sick. I was out sick, so I didn't know. Okay, no worries.
Oh.
He's out on the 4th. All right, anything else?
I'll put those in my calendar.
All right, Mrs. Camp House?
Ms. Ballard?
Yes.
Mrs. Rarica?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Ms. Atwood?
Yes.
Mrs. Cole?
Yes. All right, item 11, excuse me, item 11 on the agenda, this is executive session. In accordance with Ohio Revised Code 121.22G1, the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official, or the investigation of charges or complaints against a public employee, official, licensee, or regulated individual. Do I have a motion to enter into executive session?
All motion?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Mrs. Camp House?
Ms. Ballard?
Yes.
Mrs. Rarica?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Atwood?
Yes.
Mrs. Cole?
Yes. The time is 6:32 and we are in executive session. All right, the time is 6:48. We are back to open session, I think. Item 12 is the adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
All motion?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The time is 6:48, and we are adjourned. Thank you.